Now it is working?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see the PowerPoint.
Okay, wait. Yes, I'm from Kathmandu, and my topic is ethnic rights, prosperity, and development in Xinjiang. And I'm talking about this topic from the perspective of Nepal and what sort of text or materials uh, I got, and especially they were the references for my analysis. And now, the location of Xinjiang, China, it is discussed by the many scholars, and the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region is the largest province of China. Its area is 1.665 million square kilometer, and domestically, this region borders with three regions of China, and it lies between Mongolia, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and both Pakistan and Indian administered Kashmir. And this is the location of Xinjiang region. And from the very beginning, this region is more or less it was useful for connecting the China with the rest of the world. It's the Silk Route to connect Asia and Europe, and it was called the crossroads of Central Asia. Similarly, it was the even at present, this region is the most important area to connect China with European, African, and Asian countries. That's why it has the significant importance in the economic and developmental perspective of China and other world. And if you talk about the economy of this region, and it was developed with the China's spectacular growth, and along with the development of China, the government of CPC has given much emphasis to develop these regions. That's why the living standard of the people living in this area, either they are Uyghur community or any cultural groups, they have got a lot of advantages from the this autonomous region and the central government. And if you talk about the political condition of China in 1949, and the China, the CPC control the power in China, and the Chinese government declared Xinjiang Autonomous Uyghur Region in 1957. From that time to present time, the this region is controlled or that is ruled by the government of that, and this sort of political scenario has been useful to develop this region. Though this is highly developed or this is developed and the people or the different cultural groups, they are getting benefits from the governments. Again, this region has been the center of study from that is the news or the positive news are avoided by the Western media, and only the negative news or negative ideas are represented in the media, in textbook. And the next is if you talk about the cultural existence of this region, culture is a strange and capacious ample category, and especially the people living in that in any area want to enjoy this right, and it has integrated the diverse peoples and their cultures since long. And since the first century BC, Xinjiang had played a momentous role in the construction of a unitary multi-ethnic nationality in China, and even at present, it is highly significant to improve the life living standard of the people. Now, Western media covers about separatist movements, and if you talk about this, this is the fundamentalist ideology, and or it is a part of clash of civilizations, and such sort of things, especially that is influenced by political Islamic thought of Iran, Afghanistan, and other parts of the world, and especially that assumes to strengthen the Uyghur identity from the Islamic perspectives. But the government of China is trying to uplift the Uyghur identity from the nationalistic perspective of China. A political shift and Xinjiang, the People's Republic of China was established in 1949, and in the Far East leader Mao Zedong, he had stated that the Han nationality has the population, the minority nationalities have the land. It is thus imperative that the Han assist the minorities in raising their standard of living and the socialist ideologies consciousness. In the same way, different scholars they have talked this identity perspective from different angles. And from the very beginning, if you talk about Chinese thought, Chinese idea, Chinese civilization that is deeply rooted in Confucius, the ideas of Confucius. And if you talk about this idea, and the Western thinker, the Fukuyama, says this philosophy has the compatible nature for all the people. That's why we can assume that the Chinese government is not so negative for the people living in Xinjiang or the Uyghur communities. And it means the Chinese government is supportive and the Chinese government is positive for the development of that region. And China and its law to empower the people. And if you talk about the 1954 Constitution of the People's Republic of China, that Constitution contains the item mentioning the People's Republic of China is a united multinational country and regional autonomy should be in the practice in the areas where minority population concentrated. If you talk about this, the Chinese government has given rights to even the minority peoples. And after the 1984 changes in the Constitution of the People's Republic of China include several clauses that had ensured freedom to ethnic groups to use their own language, participate in local government, and practice their own religions. If so, there is no any problem for the development of that regions. And Article 36 of the Constitution of the PRC that stipulates that Chinese citizens have freedom of religious belief. And through the history of modern China, Xinjiang witnessed its peaceful coexistence and liberation, though the Western media portray this from the negative perspectives. But if you talk about the Chinese media, they think or they cover that there is a peaceful existence and peaceful coexistence, and the people are enjoying the Chinese political systems. And the diverse people in Xinjiang living with multiple cultural practices, and the new political reality is that this is the present time is the era of peace, prosperity, and the development. That's why even the people are living in this region, they are enjoying this right, and the Chinese government is committed to develop this region. And if you talk about the Xinjiang, the development of Xinjiang, we should go through the political system of Deng Xiaoping. When the Deng Xiaoping he came in power, and there was a sort of all the time from the very beginning, he was talking about the better life and better and the safe life, and that was for the best of many people. Since 1980s, Deng Xiaoping initiated a politico-economic departure from the traditional social economic policies, and issued in an era of economic reforms. And when he came in power, especially he gave priority in the following major sectors like industry, agriculture, science and technology, and national defense. And his main aim was to increase the production even in the industry or in the agriculture sectors. And the China achieved much things from science and technological sectors. And the farmers were allowed to produce more food on their own initiatives. Because of that, then the Chinese government became able to mitigate the poverty and to uplift the economic condition of the people from the previous living standard to the new living standards. And during that time, different educational institutes or the universities were open in Xinjiang and in other, even in the rural and urban areas of the Xinjiang. And people enjoyed much cultural rights as Chinese philosophy is deep rooted in Confucius ideas, and that was compatible with other philosophies. And citizens' rights and freedom in Xinjiang. And just I had already talked that even the Chinese constitutions and the Xinjiang autonomous regions, they have given much rights and the freedom to the people living there. And if we talk about the news covered by the Western media, and the people living in this region are not getting any rights. But if you go through the perspective of Chinese governments, there is no any problems, and the people are enjoying the rights and freedom to enjoy the life. And national unity and stability for development. And unity and stability, they are the two major components for the development of any regions. If there is no unity among the peoples, or there is no political stability, development would not be possible. And only the development can be measured, can be achieved if there is unity among the people and political stability. That's the most important things. Historically, the region witnessed many conflicts between different religious during the Ming and Qing dynasties, and there were religious battles are continued for a long time. And the political stability leads to national unity for economic development. The growing mutual respect and understanding between religious and the non-religious citizens supports for the amalgamation of the practicing national culture that leads society for resolving clashes caused by the religious sects. The development and the progress of Xinjiang is by PRC, the stable social environment is the result of the ethnic and groups. Excuse me?
You have 1 minute to draw conclusions. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'll finish it. And this data shows that the economic progress of Xinjiang regions and livelihood from 2014 to 2020, and there is the Xinjiang has done much in the field of education, healthcare, and other sectors, and this shows the same things. Then we can go through that. And the next is, and the poverty is eradicated in Xinjiang after. Then this shows that the government of China, especially the autonomous government of Xinjiang, they have done a lot for the sake of the peoples. And the last, religious freedom in Xinjiang, there is much freedom for the people, and because of that, the development has been possible in these regions. And in my conclusion, there are three things, and there is no any problem in the field of development because Xinjiang is a region of united, harmonious, prosperous, and culturally advanced regions, and the people are living there, and they are getting much, and they are enjoying the political rights or economic rights, or they are getting the cultural rights and religious rights again. They are getting much things from the perspective of development. The great achievement in social and economic development and different groups of people in the region is for happiness, prosperity, and security. And the Chinese government has developed this area only for in order to make the people happy, and in order to develop the society, and in order to offer the security for the peoples. And the livelihoods of the Xinjiang people is significantly improved because of the developmental activities carried out by the government of China. And this is my presentation. If you have any queries, then thank you for the time that you gave me for my presentation.